I'm out here this evening. I'm gonna pull some peppers or pick some peppers because I'm gonna go back home and make this hot pepper spray. And I think from now on, Jeffrey and I discussed it, we're gonna start just picking the green tomatoes. Just go ahead and pick them and let them ripen in the house. These are the peppers that I picked. They're Thai. I also have a Carolina Reaper in here. It's still green, but I went ahead and picked it. And I'm gonna go home and try to make this hot pepper spray. I'm getting ready to make a hot pepper spray for our tomatoes. For those of you that watch our videos, you know we are having major problems with squirrels. So I went to the garden this evening and I picked some hot peppers. I also have some ground cayenne pepper. I have a cup of water in my blender. I have a gallon of water in my pitcher, and I have a cheesecloth. I'm gonna blend the peppers in the blender, put it in the cheesecloth, put it in the water in the pitcher, and let it sit overnight. And then tomorrow I'm going to add some dish detergent, maybe 5 to 6 squirts of dish detergent, put it in a spray bottle, and I'm going to use that to hopefully deter those squirrels. But that's 1, 2, and I also have a Carolina Reaper that I'm going to put in there as well. So this is really going to be hot. That's 5 peppers, cayenne. Turn it so you can see it. I'm sorry, guys. Get all that cayenne out. And you want to be careful. I have some gloves out. I don't have any goggles, but I do have gloves out. I think that's pretty well blended. I'm going to put my gloves on. And I'm going to turn you this way where I have my cheesecloth. And I will tell you, this is strong. Mercy. I don't know if this is going to work with this cheesecloth. I don't have enough, I don't think. If it doesn't work with the cheesecloth, then I'll just have to strain it tomorrow. But I was hoping to be able to put the peppers in this cheesecloth, and then that way, all I had to do was take the cheesecloth out. Let's see. And I will strain this again tomorrow before I put it in the spray bottle as well, if I have to. Okay, I'm gonna let that cheesecloth just rest in there. Get these gloves off. If I can. And then I'm gonna let, excuse me, be careful because it is potent. I'm gonna let that sit. You all can see, whoo. I'm gonna let that sit overnight, and then I'm gonna strain it into my spray bottle, And then I'm going to try this for the hot pepper spray for my tomatoes. I'm in the tomatoes, and looky here. More evidence of this pesky squirrel that just won't leave our tomatoes alone. We have never, in our years of gardening, had this much trouble with the squirrel getting into our tomatoes. So what Jeffrey and I have decided to do, I have some hot pepper spray that I made up right there. I'm going to go ahead and pick all these tomatoes and go from there. That's the only thing I can think to do. We're going to have to start picking them green and let them turn inside the house. And as you can see, the grass has grown up again. I haven't been out here in a few days. Jeffrey took care of it like the past 3 to 4 days. I took a little mini break and concentrated on doing things, putting stuff away and taking care of my yard. But like I said, I'm going to go ahead and just pick all the green tomatoes today. I picked every tomato that was on the vine. So tonight, or this evening, tonight, tomorrow, when this squirrel comes out or these squirrels come out, there is nothing on these tomatoes for them to eat. This is one squash plant that is dead. It has died back, and this is typical for this time of the year. It is a beautiful day today. There's a nice breeze. It feels like a fall day. I didn't make it out yesterday to tour the whole garden, but as you all know, I picked all the tomatoes. Red, green, picked them all. And I see a few small ones starting to come on. I know Jeffrey did some side dusting the other week. There's another one with some fertilizer. So I'm sure that has helped. But I'm pretty sure that little squirrel came out here and didn't find anything to eat, tomato-wise, that is. And as you all can see, the grass has come up through there. Jeffrey didn't get to run the tiller a few days ago because it was raining, and he hasn't had a chance to get out here and run it again. But you see how quickly the weeds and grass just take over. Now, where you see these areas, this is where we're going to plant greens. And we're going to replenish that soil, as I've stated before, and he's stated too. We're going to get some more compost and put in that area before he tills it up again or he'll till it, then we'll put the compost, and then he'll till it again to enrich that soil. And as we come over here to this weedy mess here, he told me to take up the landscaping fabric, but I just can't. It's too embedded in the ground for me to try to get it up. But this is where we had the tomatoes, or the onions. And then over here, this other weedy area, in between of all those weeds, are our potatoes. And we're going to dig those up probably within the next week. We're going to get those up and get this ground ready for greens. But I'm going to go through and I'm going to cut what okra I can get. And then I'm going to dust the okra plants with diatomaceous earth. And we have a branch here that is dead. I'm gonna cut that off. And that's what I cut of the okra today. It's not much, but it's enough to make some okra fritters. I made some zucchini fritters the other day, which were really good. And I'm gonna make some, I made the okra fritters last year for the first time, and they were really, really good. But I'm gonna go ahead and dust the okra with this diatomaceous earth now. I just dusted the the okra and the tomatoes. Now I'm gonna just come over here and look and see if I can find some cucumbers. I don't think the peppers are big enough to pick yet, but I'm gonna treat the peppers and the eggplant with diatomaceous earth. I'm not gonna worry about the squash or zucchini because those are dying back, so I'm not gonna go ahead and use product on those today. We'll probably be pulling those up probably sometime within the next few days, those that have died already. But I'm gonna get in here and see what I can find of the cucumbers. And I did come across one green tomato that I obviously missed the other day. I will say these cucumbers that are white, I really like those cucumbers. They have a mild, sweet taste to them. I don't know what variety they are, but I am definitely going to try to. Jeffrey's friend gave us those. He started them from seedlings, so I don't really know the variety or the name, but I'm definitely going to have Jeffrey ask him because I would like to plant at least 1 or 2 of those for next year. I've been cutting those up and eating those along with my meal on the side. This is the final harvest today. I have yellow squash, I have zucchini, and I have cucumbers. I said I wasn't going to dust any of the squash or zucchini, but there's several of the squash plants that aren't totally dead yet, and I see squash bugs on them, so I'm going to go ahead and dust those. Carolina Reapers are starting to turn red. I'll give Jeffrey the honors because he loves that pepper. And here's a cayenne that has turned red. I decided to get me a few onions out of the shed, and that's going to be the harvest for today. I dusted all of the tomatoes. I dusted all of the eggplant. I dusted a few squash and a few zucchini with the diatomaceous earth. And I also dusted, tomatoes, okra, peppers, eggplant, and a few zucchini and a few squash plants that I saw squash bugs on. That's going to be it for today. It is a beautiful, beautiful day here in southern Indiana. No rain in sight. It's not cool, but it's not hot either. There's no humidity in the air, and it's going to be even cooler tomorrow. I did pick some grapes earlier. Daddy told me I probably cut them a little too early. I'm going to have to get online and read exactly when is the best time to cut them. I tasted them. I touched them and then I taste them. Some of them are still too hard, but the ones I cut were soft, but Daddy said they still weren't ready. But I'm gonna make a wrap of this for today. I came out here today to look at my grapes, and a few of them I went ahead and cut. They are loaded, but I'm getting some help. I can tell right there something is helping me and helping themselves to these grapes. Some of them are still really hard, but a few of them I did go ahead and cut. They're ready. I'm not sure about these, but I cut them anyway. It is a wet, damp day. We had really heavy really heavy rain this morning. Jeffrey and I were gonna get in that mess over there and dig up the potatoes, but it's just too wet. I'm glad we got rain because the tomatoes really needed rain. I was gonna have to hook up the hose and water them, but luckily Mother Nature came through. And unfortunately, Jeffrey was gonna till up this area here, all that overgrowth and all that overgrowth there, but it's just too wet. So this is probably gonna be like this for another week. So when I make another video, it's probably gonna look like a field. This is a messy, messy time right now for us. We just can't seem to get a grip on the weeds and having enough time to tend to the garden like we would like to. But stay tuned. Oh, and for those of you that are wondering if I ever used the hot pepper spray that I made, no, I haven't, because I picked all the green tomatoes and there was really no need to spray the plant because there weren't any really nice sized tomatoes. But as you can see, we have a few that are starting to grow. Haven't seen that squirrel out here either when I come out here anymore either. So I guess he's devouring someone else's garden. But we thank you so much for tuning into our channel, Siblings A&J Gardening. Thank you all for liking, sharing, and subscribing. And please stay tuned. We're going to bring you more content on the garden. We're going to start ripping up things and getting ready for planting the greens. But you all stay tuned. God bless.